Hello, everyone. I am starting a book review of The Gift of Imperfections by Dr. Brené Brown. This book was part of the book club from my work, and it's a great book. I have a book club, Wholehearted Living, where it has really helped all of us grow together, all my friends in the book club. So I thought I'll do a book review for this, as some of you have reached out to me and asked if I can do a book review. So this is it. I'll be doing 9:30 p.m. Pacific for the next few days until we finish, I think for 2 weeks to finish the book club. So one of the quotes that she says is, "Let go of who you think you are supposed to be and embrace who you are." Oftentimes, we ourselves don't know consciously what we want from life. We often think, because of the society standards or what our parents' conditioning, the environmental conditioning or the media conditioning, we think that we are supposed to be in a certain way. But often in that process, we fail to embrace who we are. And that's the concept of this book. Image on the cover, if you see, it has a heart shape and two hands are shaking, if you see that, right? Handshake. I think how I understood this is connect with another and saying that I'm all in, like, human connections, and wholeheartedly. I'm not just all in, I'm like wholeheartedly, right? Without judgment. I think that's the friendship, that's the human connection we all need to have for a successful, for a peaceful, for a happy life. So that's how I perceive the picture. And first, when I started the book, right, I did not understand how imperfections is a gift. But for me, how I see it is, in our house, we do a lot of jigsaw puzzles. And how I see is that for the universe, or if you see God or universe or anything, right, there is a big picture. We all are part of a community, and we all have our place in this world. We are who we are for a reason. I am like this for a reason. If you don't like something in me, if you see something in me as an imperfection, when I was growing up, I don't know how many of you, I think most of you of my age, right, you would have seen Ramayana. There used to be 120 commercials in that. I don't know if it was for 1 hour or half an hour, 120 commercials altogether. And I loved commercials. I memorized all of them. And I actually, whenever I met my friends or cousins or anybody, right, I used to say, hey, I memorized all. You'll not believe, this is literally what I used to say. I memorized all the 120 commercials from which come in Ramayana. Do you want to hear it? That's how I used to say. So my aunt used to say, how much do you talk? Don't you get a headache when you're talking? Doesn't your throat hurt when you're talking? She saw that as an imperfection. She's a very quiet, peaceful, mellow person. She sees me as like, oh my God, my head is hurting just watching you talk so much, right? She saw that as an imperfection, but that is a gift for me. The fact that I can talk so much, the fact that I can spontaneously say so many things, remember so many things, is a gift. So the gift of imperfection. So for us, if I were to fit in a society, right? Oh, a girl has to be like this. She has to be quiet. She has to speak softly. All those things. If I were to, according to the society, I'm an imperfection. But I personally see that as a gift. But if I don't recognize that as a gift, and if I try to change myself to fit into a certain mold, certain societal norm, right, then I will lose my identity. I will not be happy, right? So if you see these jigsaw puzzle pieces, right, if you see, they are of different sizes and different shapes. They are not actually, if you see, none of the shapes are similar to the one. No one piece is similar to another piece in the entire 1,000. We do 1,000-piece puzzles and all that. In 100 pieces or 1,000 pieces of the jigsaw puzzle, no one piece is similar to the other person. Why? Because if it is similar, it won't fit. Everything, basically, they take a picture and they cut it into pieces, right? So you have to be different than the other person to solve your purpose in that part of the puzzle. So if you try to cut your piece or cut your bump or fill in your hole or something, then you won't fit anymore. You might look like the other piece, You might look perfect according to somebody's definition, but you won't fit. You're out of that puzzle. And the thing is, it's not just you that is hurt because of that. The entire puzzle is missing a piece. It's not complete because you didn't play your part. Because you change yourself, you change your identity, you're not piece of the big picture. Plus, the big picture is not complete without you in it. So, our imperfections are given for a reason. We have to solve. We have to serve some purpose with our imperfection. For that reason, please embrace yourself for who you are. No matter how you are, what you are today, you are good enough. You are good. So our imperfections are actually, but that said, we need to know we cannot hurt others because of our imperfections, right? I cannot say, oh, I am like this, I'm a very loud person, so I will scream at anybody I want, I will hurt anybody. That is not right. That is where we have to hone our skills in a way that they are used for the greater good, not to harm others. As long as you're not harming others with your gifts, with your unique skill set, then it's okay. You have to embrace the imperfections. And I am good enough. It doesn't matter. I am good enough in this moment, no matter what it is, no matter how situations are, no matter what other people think, no matter if I failed some people or all of everybody. I failed my, let's say I failed my parents, I failed my spouse, I failed my kids, doesn't matter. In this matter, because all those things happen for it. And you, let me tell you this, any single individual never has the power to screw up an entire thing all by themselves. Don't take so much credit that you alone can ruin everything. There are so many variables, so many factors, so many people that would have impacted, or for a situation to happen, there is so much effort done by a lot of people, not just you. You may be a part of it, but not just you. So doesn't matter. Let it go. I am good enough. Okay. So in the preface, she talks about owning your story is the bravest thing you'll ever do. She talks about courage and vulnerability. I think she gave a talk on vulnerability in Netflix, which in TED Talk. I think that TED Talk is there somewhere, and there is a movie in Netflix as well. But the thing is, it became so viral. So many people connected with it. So many people connected with it, and they are like, so many people connected with it, and then they are like, it became so viral, right? And many people in our lives, they are in a place where they cannot come up with courage and say, I have this problem. There are so many successful people in this world. You can see very successful people and everything. They say that, you know what, I put up a facade. I put up a facade at work. I feel like I have to do this. I feel like to fit in the society, I have to do this. They don't own their story. They are telling lies to themselves. Whenever you tell a lie to yourself, you're not happy. When you're not happy, and when you don't realize that you're not happy or why you're not happy, you try to fill that emptiness by doing a lot of other things. That becomes a problem. And oftentimes we fill up our empty heart with a lot of nonsense and nuisance, that it becomes like to a brink and a breaking point where we are like, oh my God, I have to stop what I'm doing. I don't know. I'm so lost right now. Right? So owning your story is the bravest thing you'll ever do. To accept that, yes, I get scared of this, or I am not capable of doing this. I cannot do an 8-hour job. I cannot work with people who are like this. I am a very quiet person, and I cannot work with extroverts. It's okay. Everything is okay. Everything is okay. Loving ourselves while owning our story. The other thing is, yes, you can, and it's all relative, right? Like, you are good or bad, you are better or worse. Everything are relative terms. Relative to what? Who set the benchmark? Whoever set the benchmark, how do you know what kind of a person they are? For an extrovert, introverts are mean, like lower, right? Like, come on, what are you scared of? Just get out and talk. How big is the deal? But For an introvert, extrovert is like, oh my God, can they just keep quiet? What is wrong with them? Why are they so out there? Don't they have any secrets? Don't they want to keep this to themselves? So who is better? Extrovert's definition of introvert that you are bad, or introvert's definition of extrovert they are bad? Who is better? Who gave you the definition? Who set the definition? So when you don't know who set the definition, right? Or a person should be like this, a good girl should be like this, a responsible man should be like this. Who set the definition? It doesn't matter what it is. You need not fit into some mold. You have to love yourselves. This is my story. This is who I am, and I'm happy about it. I am happy from the place once you accept yourself for who you are. That's a strong foundation for you to grow. And eventually all our life is about, we are always thirsty, we are always feel empty, we always feel incomplete when we do not follow our life's purpose. Until we follow our life's purpose, that's when we thrive, we come alive, we are like so happy. It gives meaning to our like entire being, right? Until that happens, we are always searching for it. The quest, human quest, is always to know, why am I born? Why did I exist? Why this life? When you don't know that, until then you're always searching for it, right? And when you don't know what you want to know, then you're always filling it with bad things, right? Distractions. So first thing to understand your life's purpose is to love yourself no matter how you are. I can be tall, I can be short, I can be dark, I can be fair, I can have a skin problem, I can have bad hair, I can be very fat. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Love yourself first on who you are. If you don't love yourself first, you cannot do anything about it. You cannot fix yourself, even if you want to fix yourself. So loving ourselves while owning our story, and self-awareness and self-love. Loving others is a difference. You can never say, oh, they love everybody so much, but they sacrifice so much. It will not look like sacrifice if you love yourselves. Whatever you do for the greater good, it does not feel like a sacrifice when you love yourselves, because if everything is stemming out of love, wholeheartedly, if you're doing it without unconditionally, no conditions, I want to do this, I will do this. Whether 100 people come, whether 10 people come, whether no one shows up. Actually, in fact, today, I wanted to record this. And I found a pocket of time from 9:30 to 10:30 Pacific time. And I thought I will spread the news that whoever asked we can come, join or not join. But today I started the call with nobody joined. I just recorded the call. I had the Zoom call open. I had no participants. Now Stuti came. So for me, it is not about how many people are coming. Oh, nobody came, so I get disheartened and go. It's not like that. The point is, at least I'll record it and put it there. People will watch when they have free time, because this is something everybody needs to know. It's like ABCs of life. It's literally ABCs. So I wish this was taught in schools. I wish we had these things like, take care of yourself first. You know, when we go in a flight, right? They say if you have kids, your kid is sitting next to you, they say, when the oxygen, in case of trouble, they always show that oxygen mask and everything in case of emergency, right? They say first help yourself, then help your kid. How bad is that? My mom always complains that, seriously, what are they talking about? Kids have smaller lungs. They need more oxygen. Your adult lung can sustain more than them. You are not thinking that moment. If you can take care of yourself, everybody, you can take care of 100 more people around you. If you yourself are sick and you become a burden on somebody else. So self-love. And then self-awareness. What am I doing? What am I? We need to know that. And it is not a very big, it's not a, what do you call it? A huge thing. It's not a very big deal. If you calm down, if you completely calm down and come to peace, you will know what you are. You will know, and you will know that if I take care of myself, I can give more of me to other people, to more people. And that's when you'll find true happiness. Paropakararthamidam sariram, right? This, how trees and all the natural resources are there, to serve everybody unconditionally, selflessly. We are also nature. We are also creation of God. And we are created to help others, to be of benefit to others. What benefit are you to others, right? And the thing is, universe is constantly giving us wake-up calls. It is telling us in so many different languages, different ways, different people are coming and telling us things, different media, different movies, so many things. But we often hit the snooze button. It's like, not now. Actually, there is something called Smasana Vairagyam and Puriti Vairagyam. That means when a mom gives a birth to a kid, she'll be like, oh my God, this is hell. I will not have kids anymore. This is enough. I cannot go through that pain. But soon they will come out of it and they'll have more kids. Again, if somebody passes away and you go through that process of losing someone in your life, that grief and everything, right? You're like, this is so painful. This is so painful. And people start observing their life. They will feel that death is near. They will see anybody who sees death closely, right? In a close relative, or they themselves, maybe like they are part of an accident or something. They near death experiences, right? When that happens, everything, like suddenly the world stops. You're like, why am I doing all these? Why do I have to work so many hours? Why do I have to earn so much money? Why all these branded items? Why this house? Why this wish list? Why? And they will have that momentary thing. In fact, they don't realize that universe has given them a wake-up call in that way. But they hit the snooze button. It's like, okay, that happens. They want to convince themselves, right? Excuses, and move on with life and do whatever you are doing all the time. And how do I feel versus what people might think? That's the biggest ever problem in the universe. What will people think? If I go out in pajamas, what will my neighbors think? If I look fat, what will neighbors think? I want to lose weight because I want others to think that I'm looking good. How do I feel about it? How do I feel about dieting? What if I don't like dieting and I'm like, I'm not happy dieting? What about that? I'm not saying, yes, of course, health benefits and everything, but have the right reason, right? Don't do it for wrong reasons. Have the right reason. The whole part is you have to love the journey. It's not about a goal. Like, okay, you reach there, then what? Right? So it's part of the journey. Are you enjoying the journey? How is it benefiting you? Try to understand things. So how do I feel is very, very important. Anything you're planning to do, how do I feel? Whether you want to say yes to something, whether you want to say no to something, how do I feel about this? Am I saying yes to certain things because what people might think? One example she gives is that here in public schools, right, we have a lot of activities where parents volunteer a lot. And this group of parents who are not working parents versus working parents always opt for online things to do or early morning things to do. Like just before school, they will come for half an hour, they'll do it, and 8 o'clock, they'll drop the kids and go to work. And obviously you cannot do anything in the evening. So they opt for doing website management, or I will organize some field trips, online stuff. I will send you email stuff. That's it. And these parents are always judged by moms who don't work, who love to bake cookies in ghost shapes and pumpkin shapes for Halloween, for Thanksgiving turkey shapes. They meticulously do all that work. When somebody asks, can you bake 2 dozen cookies in ghost shape and all these things, specifically because it's Halloween and it's kindergarten? Yes, you can take a day off. You can take half a day off. Happily do it. Make it. Go with your kid. Celebrate with them. Volunteer. That's good. How do you feel? You feel really happy that you took part. You had your kid. Your son did the cookies along with you. It's a great experience, right? But that said, sorry. That said, you said yes because what will the other moms think? What will the other parents think? They will think that I'm not I don't care about my kid, or I'm not doing right parenting. So that's why you say yes. And you'll come home, you'll be like, oh my God, I forgot. You'll do 4 trips to the store because you forgot to get chocolate chips or this or that. And while doing it, oh my God, I have the release tomorrow. I cannot do this. Why? Don't do it because what people might think. Do it because you feel nice about it. If you don't feel nice about it, don't do it. How does it matter what they think? Yes, your priorities are different. Maybe you are the primary breadwinner of the family, or you need to earn money for a certain reason. Take pride in it. Why do you have to feel guilty? Don't feel guilty, right? Don't feel guilty. Don't regret your actions. That's what it is. So cultivating and letting go, cultivating the nature that I will be myself. I will own my story. I will embrace my imperfections, and letting go of what people will think, what will society think, and all those things is soul work. It is not a one-time thing. It is not that you did for one situation, one incident, and that's it, I have mastered it, right? No, every time life will test you whether you can take the decision or not. And eventually, like muscle memory, right? If you do it enough number of times, it becomes a habit and it becomes easy for you. You won't feel so guilty. You won't feel remorse or regret for doing things or saying things, right? Setting boundaries and all that. So, but it is, you have to keep doing it if you are not comfortable doing it, right? I'm very comfortable doing it. I'm very comfortable telling people that after 9 o'clock, I do not take calls. I tell my cousin that. She was not happy when I said that. But then she slowly understood, oh, she set her boundaries because she doesn't want to disturb her family time. People respect you actually for that, and they start saying that I should do like Madhu. She does this. It's good. I should start doing that. I don't have the discipline in me to do that. So things like that, right? It's life's work, and it is soul work because your soul is talking to you all the time. It is telling you what you need to do to succeed in this life, to live the purpose of your life. And unfortunately, most of us are not listening to it. We are not listening to it. So it is life's work and soul work, and courage to live and love our life, right? It takes courage. I was really surprised when she said it takes courage to live your own life. That's sad, actually. It is really sad to say that you need courage to live your life. Oftentimes, our parents, they'll say, either you listen to your parents, or my parents want me to become an engineer, a doctor, a lawyer, or something like that. But I love music. I want to become a music star. Now, yes, they are right in their own way of getting scared for your future, that, oh, if you become a music artist or somebody, or an actor or something, you won't find work for a long time and you won't earn good money, right? So they are worried about your future. That's why they say it. But what do you like? What do you like? What do you want to live for? Do you want to love your life every day, or do you want to, because you want to convince your parents, impress your husband, impress your wife, impress your grandparents, impress your neighbors? Oh, they have status symbol, right? They have this car, I need to have this car. They have this house, they have this furniture, I need to buy this furniture. Why? In that race, wish list, right? What do I want? I will be happy if I get this. Okay, you want a Tesla. You got a Tesla. After 2 days of driving, 1 week of driving, then what? Are you still in that high situation? Oh my God, this is an amazing car. No, you become habituated to it. The happiness is gone. It is all momentary. So instead of a wish list, Dr. Brené Brown says, think of when you were happy. What made you, what life situations or life circumstances made you happy? Try to bring back that. Try to inculcate that into your life. For us, we really enjoy when all of us sit together. Since COVID started, we bought these board games, a lot of board games, and we started playing. Catan is one of our favorite games. And when we all are sitting together, 4 of us, and playing Catan, it's amazing. It's so amazing. And we start talking, we do small talk, we do this, we do that, but it's so much fun. Now, we also go to restaurants once in a while. So when we all go to a restaurant, we talk about a lot of stuff. That is fun. So those are the things, moments which are making you happy. You have to look for those, not a wish list of, I have to do a marathon by the time I'm 40. I have to go to Paris or do all these European countries. Because to have those, right, it's okay. It's well and good. If that is what makes you happy, just go ahead and do it. But for a normal man to have that kind of wish list, you have to earn a lot of money. To earn a lot of money, you have to work a lot. When you're working a lot, guess what's happening? You don't have family time. Your kids are growing up. You're missing all the fun time with them. You don't have memories. You don't know what they did. You haven't seen them walk. You haven't seen them have this aha moments. So why? What did you achieve at the end of the life? Were you happy? Right? So that's the reason it says courage to live and love our life. And when you have courage, right? That is a breaking point. In the last talk, I said the same thing. In the map of consciousness, all the negative emotions are here, positive emotions are here. Courage is the breaking point. The moment you have courage, it's easier to go up quickly. And that does not mean that the other things won't happen to you in your life. You will lose family members, accidents happen, health issues come up and everything. But when you have hit the courage point, you'll be able to quickly come up. You'll be able to quickly come up from it, not sitting there for a long time. That is what is needed. Wholehearted living, no matter what you do, any task you do. In Sanskrit, there is a saying, Manasa Vacha Karmena Trikarana Suddhiga. Whatever you think in your mind, the same thing should come out of your mouth. Whatever you say, you have to act on. Trikarana Suddhika. In these 3 ways, if the same thing, whatever, you cannot be the person who is thinking something, saying something else. I want to say no to you, that I cannot come to a movie with you. You're my best friend. You asked, hey, can you come to a movie? I want to say no, but I said yes because, oh my God, she's sad, I have to go. But that is not a wholehearted thing. You feel that you are sacrificing yourself. I don't believe in sacrifice, actually. I don't believe in sacrifice because you are not being fair to yourself. When you are sacrificing for somebody else, in that place, you're actually hurting yourself. Aham Brahmasmi. How can you hurt yourself? You are God. Will you hurt God? How can you hurt yourself? And the thing is, if it becomes a habit, you're constantly hurting yourself, then you will lose the spark in your life. You're not happy anymore to help others. You become bitter towards that person because you sacrifice so much at the cost of your own happiness. If that person does not sacrifice for you, you will not like it. You'll be like, I did so much for her. Why cannot she do so at least this much for me? You'll get hurt. So whenever you say people betrayed me, I cannot forgive them, just think, go back and think. Why do you think they betrayed you? Why? It's not about they betrayed you. Forget about that. Why do you think you were betrayed? Why did you get betrayed? Right? Always never blame others. Always reflect on what happened. Whenever you have expectations from other people, that's when you get disappointed. And who are you to forgive or not forgive another person? What makes you that above that you cannot forgive another person, right? You cannot forgive another person means you are thinking yourself superior to that person. We all are equal. We are all one consciousness. We are all equal. I am not superior to you. You are not inferior to me. I'm not inferior to you. I'm definitely not inferior to anybody. I think I feel too highly of myself. But that said, I have the humility to accept that everybody is as superior as me. Everybody is so you cannot betray me in any way. I cannot betray you. Don't depend on somebody for your satisfaction. That's how can people betray you? When you have an expectation that they will provide help when you wanted it because you did so much for them. That means your love was not unconditional. That means your love came out of an expectation that I did this, you do this to me. Is it a give and take transaction? No, it should not be. Then you will not get betrayed, right? So wholehearted living means no matter what you do it for the sake of doing it. Not expecting anything in return, not as an investment. Oh, I raised my kids so well. I cannot tell my son that, Pranava, I raised you so well. I sacrificed so much of my life. I took you to so many classes and everything. You have to take care of me when I become old. No. As a parent, it is my dharma to take care of my kids, to raise my kids well, to give them right things, to do everything that I could in my power for their success. Expecting that they take care of me, then it became a transaction. It is not unconditional love, right? When it is not dharma, when you're not doing from love, following dharma, then it becomes a burden. It becomes a burden on us. It will come and bite you, So don't. Wholehearted living is very, very important. Not for anything, only for your selfish reasons, for you to be happy. Wholehearted living is needed for me to be happy, not for anybody else. Not for me to be a saint, not for anything. And once you live wholeheartedly, once everything stems out of love, that's when you have known your life. You will see your life's purpose. You will understand what's your life purpose, and you will start living it. Once you live your life purpose, you're definitely happy. You're definitely happy once you start living your life purpose. And I am enough is a very, very, very big lesson in this. I'm imperfect according to somebody, it's fine. I'm vulnerable, totally all right. It actually takes a lot of courage for you to be vulnerable. And I'm afraid, yes, I am human. I get afraid of situations. But that said, I'm also brave. I'm also brave not because what I will do in future, but just because where I am today, I overcame a lot of hurdles in my life. I am brave. If I weren't brave, I wouldn't have accomplished all those, right? So see yourself where you are, no matter what your age is today, where you are today, it doesn't matter. Wherever you are today, you definitely would have encountered something in your life. If nothing, if you are a 3-year-old person, 3-year-old child, you have seen a lot of life, meaning you learned how to walk, you learned how to crawl, you learned how to walk in spite of falling so many times. You are brave. You can walk crooked, that's okay, but you had the courage to stand up every time you fell down, right? That is bravery. And every single person, being, everything is worthy of love and belonging. We all have to understand that. Life has to be inclusive. Life has to be inclusive. Only when it is inclusive, because we all have to come together to achieve something. Nothing can be achieved single-handedly. We all have to come together. I'm extremely grateful for all the people. For example, if you see this picture, it's so beautiful. It has come from PF Lucky Design. I took up from that person's blog. I am using that person. I don't know who that person is. I am taking that person's blog, right? Now that person might have taken some tool's help to create that graphic. Whoever that tool, who created that tool, right? A Canva design or something that is built by some software company. All the people that are there, all the designers, the engineers, everybody. So just for that picture to be here, I am pretty sure I'm using PowerPoint. All the fonts that are there. I'm experimenting with so many fonts, so many pictures, so many slides. Zoom call, laptop. How many people have contributed for this one call to happen? And when this video, somebody else watches it and it brings a shift in them, even 1 ounce of thing change, small shift happens in their life. Just imagine how many people would have contributed for that. All those people are worthy of love and belonging. Because of their work, I am doing all this, right? Every person in our lives, everybody is, what do you call it? Deserves love and belonging. We deserve love and belonging. Won't you like it when somebody loves you and say you belong to this group, and they warmly welcome you to your group, to their group and everything? And human nature is like that. We are not meant to live alone. We are meant to be part of a group. We have to feel loved. We have to be feel cared. That's why, and all the things we do, again, all the things we do, Doc, what do people think? Why do you care about what do people think? Because you want to belong to a certain group. You want to be entertained in a certain group. That's why you will try to fit in, right? What does it take to live and love from a place of worthiness? When we live our life from a place of worthiness, when I think I'm worthy enough for self-care, I'm worthy enough to spend this time on me, I'm worthy enough to spend this money on me. When you feel worthy enough, people will start seeing you that way. You don't have to prove to somebody that you're worthy enough. You have to come from a place that I know I am worthy enough. When you come from that place, everybody will start looking at you that way. You don't have to externally do something to gain that. Imperfections. How to embrace them. Now we said embrace your imperfections, right? How do I do it? How do I embrace my imperfection? How to cultivate what we need? How do I even know what I need? I'm so lost right now that I don't know what I need. How to let go of things that hold us back. So for that, you need to know what is holding you back. What is holding me back? If, let's say, I say that I want to become director of engineering of a certain company, what is holding me back from applying for such roles and going and getting a job there? Once you start asking all those questions, you have to come to a place where you have exhausted all the questions. That place is your answer. What if, what do I want for this? What do I want for this? What do I want for this? Once you asked questions and you don't have any more answers, that's when you have found the answer of what is it that you want. Now, once you know what is holding back, now let go of that holding back, because no matter what it is, you can achieve it. And trust me, you will not apply for if I am physically not fit and I want to run a marathon, and if I say no matter what you are, you will achieve it, right? There are so many examples, so many success stories where people with no legs have run a marathon. They took part in Olympics. How did they do it? From day one, did they start jumping around? No. Slowly, right? Slowly, with small goals, they have reached whatever they wanted to do. And it is not about the final achievement, what they did. It's about the journey that made them happy, feel content, feel empowered, right? So how do I get all these things? How do I get what it takes to let go of things that hold me back? How do I cultivate what we need? How to embrace imperfection? How do I get all those things? Through courage, compassion, and connection. These are the three things we'll go in detail to understand how to get all these. Digging deep. So Brené Brown, she has guideposts, 10 guideposts, which will help you achieve all these things. And each guidepost, after each of those, she has this concept called digging deep. I really like this picture. It's from TPT, which is teachers, paying teachers or something. I can dig deep to write elaborate sentences. So when kids are taught how to elaborate on the sentence, right, they'll say zoom out, zoom out. So I love my dog. She's fun. How can you elaborate on that? Dig deep. I love my dog, Sadie. She's so silly when she chases her tail. See? So what makes her fun? When she chases her tail. Now, I love my dog, Sadie. She makes me laugh when she spins around like a hurricane chasing her own tail. Why is she fun? Because she makes me happy. So the moment you dig more, you will know more and more reasons. Same thing. Let's say I say that, oh, I'm so sad today. Why are you sad? Elaborate a little bit more. Oftentimes, the adjectives we use to identify ourselves, I am sad, I am fat, I am rich, I am poor, it is not, you have tagged yourself with that. It is not that. I am sad. What makes you sad? Something makes you sad. When my mom says something, my mom does not acknowledge my hard work, it makes me sad. So that means you are not sad. Something is making you sad. Okay. Now, okay, why do you need validation from your mom? Because I think that I have always tried to impress her, but I'd never succeeded. Why do you want to impress her? Because I don't think I'm good enough. That's why I want external validation. People, when I do a little bit of thing and when I get that aha moment that I did a good job, I want validation from people to confirm that, yes, you did a good job. Why do you need validation? Did you enjoy doing the work well? Yes. Isn't that enough? That's enough. Then why do you want that external value? So do you see how from I am sad, when you dig deep, how it basically removed all the fluffy stuff, and instead of generalizing and putting a very big boulder on your head, it shrunk down to, at the end of the day, I enjoyed this job while doing it, and I think I'm good enough. I think I'm good enough for this thing. That's all it is needed. Why do you need, if you, as long as you think that it is good enough, then that's good enough. You have to be happy with it. You don't need external validation or somebody else to tell you how to do it. And when should you dig deep? You dig deep when you're exhausted and overwhelmed. When you're like, oh my God, there is nothing more I can do. when too much to do, when there's a big task to do, and when there is a big project, you are assigned to a very big project, or you took up a new job and you have no idea of the product, you have to manage 4 teams. First of all, nobody will pay you if they don't think you cannot do the job, right? They are not stupid people to pay you money. First of all, get that to your head, that people are paying you because they know you will do the job. At the same time, they also have been at the places where they went to new jobs, they took up new things, and they know that as a new person lacking domain knowledge, it will take some time learning curve for you to come up. You don't have to go extra miles, drive yourself crazy, get overwhelmed, get depressed, get sad, get stressed out. Take your time. You have reached a certain point. You have earned that job. You deserve to give yourself an understanding. How will you do if you have a new hire in your team, right? You will say, okay, I know you can do this, but you don't know the domain. So let me give you enough training materials, train you, give you a mentor. All that same thing works for you too. Unfortunately, we forget what we do to others, right? We do not put ourselves in that place. We forget that. So whenever we see a heavy, huge task, or that we get overwhelmed, we get exhausted, we start doubting ourselves, self-doubt. And actually, in those times is when you need more self-care. You need to be more, what do you call it? Loving to yourself, caring to yourself. How would you do if your kindergarten kid, your 6-year-old son has to draw something and take it tomorrow? He finished drawing, he's so happy with it. Let's say glass of milk spilled on it and it screwed up the painting or messed up everything. His world shatters. He's completely breaking up. What will you do as a parent? You will go and say, you know what? It's okay. It's okay. We'll do it. Let's see if we can try it out, salvage anything out of it. You start doing baby steps, but you are confident in your heart that you can help that kid finish the work and take it tomorrow. You know what? Why don't I draw the tree and you draw something else? You'll break it into pieces and do it, right? Then what are you doing there? You are giving love and compassion to the kid. That is more of help than you actually drawing something. You need not do anything. If you give enough love and compassion, they will do it by themselves. Why will we forget about ourselves? When it comes to ourselves, we are not kids anymore. When we go through a big project, when you go take a test and somebody says you have a big ailment, we need self-care. We have to take care of ourselves. Please don't expect your spouse or mom or kids to understand and give you that self-care and compassion. That's when all the blaming comes. I sacrificed my life for them. They didn't do this. They didn't do that. No. Why can't you take care of yourself? If you're overwhelmed, just binge watch TV. Take popcorn, eat ice cream, bucket of ice cream, whatever it makes you happy. Take care of yourself first. If you invest in yourself, others around you will get the best version of you. Invest in yourself. It is not selfish. Trust me, it is not selfish. It is actually opposite of selfish. Not taking care of yourself is selfish because you're not in a position to help your family or at work. If when your health is degrading, your mental state is degrading, you are stressed out, people will see a monster out of you. For everything, you'll be like jumping. Every small thing you'll react. So don't do that. Take time for self-care. It's okay to say, pause. I want to take break now. I want to go get a massage. I want to go get pedicure or manicure. Whatever makes you happy. I want to go shopping. I want to just go by myself and watch a movie and come. I want to sit and read a book. I don't feel like doing dishes today. I'll read a book. What will happen? Whoever wants a spoon, they will wash the spoon, wash the plate and take it. What will happen? World will not stop. If you don't do like clockwork, all the work you're doing, world will not stop. You are not indispensable. Don't give too much credit to yourself that if I don't do this, everything will fall apart. It will not fall apart. Actually, people will start noticing you if you don't do that. Oh my God, Amma does so much work in the house. If you don't leave the dishes completely, leave the clothes all, leave the room dirty. Why is it so dirty? Is it so dirty? They'll start noticing things. Let them notice, right? So the dig deep button is for you to hit whenever you're lost, whenever you're confused, whenever you're overwhelmed, whenever you're exhausted. Why am I so exhausted? Where is my energy? And whenever you do everything wholeheartedly, You have tons of energy. It's not true that the more work you do, the more exhausted you become. That is not true. If that is the case, how is Tesla CEO, Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, how are they running so many companies? We all have 24 hours. We are doing one stupid 2-project job and they are doing like 10 companies at once. How are they doing it? How are they running such successful businesses? Because they're wholehearted. The more you do anything wholeheartedly, your body actually energizes. It's like charging a battery, right? You are self-charging yourself. Right now, I'm using this laptop. I have a power outlet. I have my charger on. So it does not drain out of, I'm constantly giving it energy, right? After this call, I won't lose any charge because I'm constantly supplying it. For me, after my work, I'm taking care of my kids. I don't get exhausted because I chose my work that way. I chose working from home. I have been working from home for the past 13 years now. Once my kid went to kindergarten and he said, I don't want to go to daycare after class. I said, oh my God, if I cannot take care of my kid, what is the point of me working? I was very melodramatic and I quit my job. I stayed at home for 6 months. I searched for a working from home job. I knew that if I do take that job, then I will not grow as my friends and counterparts are growing. That's okay. That's a decision I made. Is that a sacrifice I made? No, it is not a sacrifice. It is a conscious decision I made because of what I wanted in life. I wanted to spend more time with my family. How is that sacrifice? It is a conscious choice. If I want ice cream, I eat ice cream continuously every day. I gain weight. It is not sabotaging myself that eating that ice cream makes me happy. It's a conscious choice I made, so I have to live with the consequence, right? Same thing. So for us, whenever we do anything wholeheartedly, it energizes us. So the more energy you have, the more things you can do. So whenever you're getting exhausted, that is life telling you that you are doing something wrong. And it is not about this job is not right for me, this thing is not, it is not about that. Any job you do. Actually, just yesterday, I had seen a clipping where one person in the Mumbai beaches, he does all the cleaning work. It seems on Juhu Beach or something, there are a lot of parties every day going on. His job is to clean up all the trash that people do after the parties, right? He sings songs. He's so happy doing that. So is doing a janitor job or a cleaning job menial job? As long as he's enjoying his work. And what if you're CEO of a company and you're not happy? So is that a good job? Is this a bad job? There is nothing like that. Whatever you're doing, as long as you find happiness in that. So when you are exhausted and overwhelmed, hit a pause button, dig deep and see, why are you exhausted? What is it that is overwhelming you? Start letting go of the things slowly from the peripheral. Once you start letting go of different layers, then remains the actual center, which will give you the question of why. That is the question you need to answer. Once you answer that, everything will blow away. Everything will blow away. So that is where we need to go by digging deep. The dig deep button is a secret level of pushing through, right? How do we continue our life? How do we continue our life with all the problems that are going on around the world? How is doing this? So there is this beautiful thing that make a promise to yourself. When you feel emotionally, physically, and spiritually done, you would try slowing down rather than relying on your old standbys of pushing through, soldering on, and sucking it up. You know how people will say that, suck it up, you're not the only one. Look at that other person. She's doing 3 jobs. She has 3 kids. She's still able to do all these things. She comes home, she cooks and everything. Why are you crumbling? Why are you like falling apart with one job? Your husband helps you a lot. You have a mom to help you. What else is your problem? You know what my problem is? My capacity is only 10 units. That person somehow has 100 units of energy. I don't. And it's okay. It's okay that I have only 10 units of energy. I cannot do all this. It's okay. Make a promise to yourself that when you are exhausted, you'll stop. Take a pause. Don't keep. So this is universe telling you. That is universe giving you indications. something is wrong. Check it, check it, check it. You know how we get body temperature, right? The fever is not the actual problem. Your body gives you fever because so that you will feel all body pains and you'll lie down. Why? You cannot eat food. You don't feel like eating food. It makes you, your body makes you do all that so that it can put all its energy in finding an antibiotic to your bacterial infection or viral infection or something. Your body has to generate, it has to focus all its energies on that problem and find a solution. For that, it has to stop functioning all the other things. It will not let you run. It will not let you eat a lot because digestive things have to happen. If all those will hit a pause button, then it can focus and solve the actual problem. That's what is whenever we are physically exhausted, emotionally exhausted, stressed out, depressed, please, it is universe telling you to stop. It is universe telling you to stop, take a stock of what you have. What am I doing right now? Once you stop and take a break, it might be taking break from work, 1 week break, 2 weeks break, getting out of your house, walking, taking walk, something. Take yourself out of the situation, become an observer and see what is going on right now. What is bothering me? Keep asking questions. What is bothering me? I'm getting bored. Why are you getting bored? My current job is not challenging. Why is it not challenging? Because I stopped taking more challenging jobs. Why did you stop taking challenging jobs? Because I thought if I take more challenging jobs, I will be exhausted at the end of the day and I will not be able to help with my kids because my kid is going through high school. I have to focus all my energies there. So I stopped taking up challenging jobs. But if you don't take challenging jobs, you will not be curious enough. Your job will become boring. When your job is 8 hours of the day is boring, your mind will dumb down and you will not be excited to help your son. You will take all that thing on your teenage son. You will think that whatever he's doing is wrong. As such, teenage kids, they know everything. They are a huge problem. But is it fair? Why did all this happen? Because you thought you have to sacrifice for your kids or for your aging parents. You thought you have to do that and you settled down for less. That is eating you up. Because you are not supposed to do that. If you took care of, it's a very wrong thinking that if I dumb down my stuff, I'll have more energy to do something else which I'm supposed to do. That is not true actually. That's not true at all because it's not just physical work. Mentally, if you're not happy, emotionally, if your emotional needs are not met, you're not happy. If you are not happy, people around you are not happy. For your people to be happy, and if they are happy, you will become happy. It's like we draw energy from people, happy people around us. We give energy to people, happy people. If we are happy, we give energy to others. So for that reason, please try to be happy. Don't sacrifice anything. Nothing is needed. You don't have to sacrifice anything. So how do we dig deep? People who love wholeheartedly, right? You have to trust yourself. Dig deep down and ask yourself who you want to be, not what, who. I want to be a good actor is who you want to be. I want to be like somebody is what you want to be, right? I want to be an Oscar-winning actor. That is what. Who is I want to be an actor. Now, where you become an actor is a different story, right? You could become in Hollywood or you can become in Broadway or you can become a theater artist, whatever. So you need to trust yourself first. And how do you dig deep? 3 ways. Deliberately do certain things, get inspired and get going. Deliberately, be deliberate in your thoughts and behaviors through whatever it is, right? Prayer, meditation, or simply setting intentions, affirmations, whatever. Be deliberate. Like if, for example, for me, it was very difficult for me to have faith in the universe, that universe will take care of me. Surrender, complete surrender was a very, very difficult concept for me to get into my head because I have always been a very driven and passionate person. And I used to tell my mom that my mom is very, very devotional. She always used to say, Lalita Devi will take care of me. No matter what happens, Lalita Devi will take care of it. I used to say that for even little things, Lalita Devi has a lot of so many horrible things are happening in the world. Don't you want Lalita Devi to take care of the bigger things? Why do you want her to come to you for every small thing? Why? I fail to understand that universe it's not a limited thing. It's not that if it is helping you, it cannot help me. It is not a timeshare thing, right? If it is coming to help you, that means something is depleted. It is 100% of it, so it gave 80% to you. So it can give me only 20%. That's not the concept. One thing you need to understand is in this entire universe, right? If you see the space, the solar systems, everything, how things are moving, how precisely everything is moving. If anything, a small change happens, the entire universe will collapse. If universe or the force or God or whatever you call it has the power to handle, to keep so much intact, don't you think you're nothing? To take care of you and your world is nothing. So we need to have faith that no matter what happens, I'll be taken care of. No matter what happens, I'll be taken care of. Once you get that into your, how will you get that? I started saying affirmations. I started doing meditation. And I started intentionally saying that I want this to happen, manifestation and everything. When I started seeing those happen, that's when my belief increased and my faith improved. So if you already have faith, you know how to surrender to God or universe or anything, perfect, do that. Give all your problems to God. I am wearing this shirt, it's called Faith. It is forward all your issues to heaven. Forward all your issues to heaven. There is no big or small issue that heaven cannot resolve it. And in that book, Ask and It's Given, there is, I'm a very big person on lists. I write a to-do list. I have a work to-do list versus, and I take great pride in saying how many I finished, right? But in that Ask and It's Given, there is a suggestion that make two lists, even like for example, my home list, right? Get things dry cleaned, clean this up, submit this, pay for this exam fees, pay for this music class, all that my to-do list at home. Write a to-do list for yourself and for the universe. Things that I have to do versus things universe has to do. How the universe gets things done is none of your business. And whatever overwhelming tasks I have, right? I'm looking for a job. I wanted to build a resume. 13 years I've been with the same company. I joined as a senior engineer and now I'm applying for mid to senior level manager roles. It is a huge shift. First of all, step one is build a resume. My old resume is 12 years old. I have so much accomplished. I have to add all that. I'm procrastinating like crazy because I'm not sure if I want to quit this company or not. It's just too much comfort zone here. I know everything. I know everybody. It's really foolish to move any other place, but I have this drive going on that I have to move. So, but I'm not building my resume. My husband has been saying that you're complaining too much. Why are you not building your resume? I'm like, I'll do it. So the other day, what I did was things I have to do. Literally winter, I took 1 week vacation, 1 week. And in the things I have to do, I wrote down, donate books, donate to Goodwill, donate this, donate that, all junk, useless work, which could easily wait. But build resume, I put it in the things universe we have to do. I could not put it in because I'm procrastinating from past 3 months. I'm procrastinating. I'm not doing it. You know
Maybe
what?
That is an indication from the universe that where you are right now is the right place for you. It could be that way also.
It could be that also, right? It could be that also. Yeah. But you know what happened? After 2 days, my husband literally said, I was sitting and watching a movie. He said, what are you doing? And that too, it's a total faltu movie, bakwas movie. I'm just watching it. He said, first go and build a resume first. Write your resume. I have sent you some examples. He has been hiring, similar to my role, he has been hiring those people. I sent you some examples. Go ahead and build your resume. I don't know what, I usually don't take offense to what he says. I'm like thick-skinned. I don't care what he says. I'm like, somehow I don't know what happened. I just went, I sat for 2 hours, I finished my resume. So for me, when I said, universe will take care of it, universe came in my husband's, and actually I don't take offense to what I don't know why I took offense that day when he said that. So whatever I'm putting in that things I want universe to do it, right? Somewhere somebody is poking it and it is getting done. In some way, somebody is saying something. Actually, I had something that I want eagle pictures or something. My son came from for a 3-week break. He did everything. He wanted to drive. He wanted a reason to drive. He's 18 years old. He loves driving. So he's like, Amma, what do you want me to do? Amma, what do you want me to do? He did all the, whatever I'm organizing and keeping it, he gave the clothes to Goodwill. He donated the books. He did grocery shopping, everything. So universe sent him, whenever I said things for universe to take care of, that means that's all faith, right? Once you have faith, things will get done. And there is nothing big or small. There is, and that is the ego smaller self, when you feel that I am doing everything. I have to work hard. I have to do this, right? So deliberately set some, if you're in a place where you are lost, deliberately set some intentions. These days, I have one affirmation which I say every night, depending on how bad my situation is. I say it 11 times, 21 times, and I keep saying it 100 times also. I say, I will relax now. I will let my source energy communicate with my body. That has helped me so much, because the source energy is nothing but your soul. Our soul has answers to all the questions we ask. All the questions we have, our soul has answers. But there is so much noise around that we are not able to hear it. So I will relax now. I will let my source energy communicate with, I took me out of the picture. I don't have to know how things will get fixed. Let the source talk to my body, do things by itself, cure my health problems, fix my issues, everything. That's a faith that source will know everything. It will solve everything. You need not know about it. You need not know how it gets done. It will get done. So you will come to that place with, if you are not there yet, if you're not a believing person, or if you're something like that, you can set some affirmations or do something like that. Inspired to make new and different choices. How do you get inspired? By watching some TED Talks or inspiring movies or some satsangs or something like that. And the most important thing is get going, take action. Take action. Once you get all these things, take some action to actually get stuff done, right? So Dr. Brené Brown's contributions, her contribution says what she has contributed towards courage, compassion, and belonging. The only unique contribution we will ever make in this world will be born out of our creativity. We all are very creative. We all have to create something. That is the purpose of our life. We are created by universe for that. Finding that what it is, figuring it out what it is, and then providing that unique contribution. That is, I have seen how many people there are so many blogs on Gift of Imperfections or You Forever, people who have translated the book into other languages, they have given talks and everything. Then what is the point of me doing it again? Because the way in which I'm doing it, I have a unique way of presenting things. I could be doing the same thing 100 people are doing, but I am reaching certain people in a different way. So I cannot discount my contribution. I can do things, the same thing that other people are doing, in a little different way, which is okay. And if that is giving me happiness, that means that is my life purpose. That is my soul purpose. If you have found something that is making you happy, and it could be printing the same thing that 100 other people have printed. It could be just copying a book. It could be anything. It could be retelling the same old story, rephrasing it in different words. It doesn't matter. If it is making you happy, that is the sign. How do I know if it is my life purpose? If it is making you happy, if it is giving you energy to come and do it, if you have that yearning that I have to do this, I have to do this, that is your life purpose. You need to have the courage to let go of what other people think. You need to be compassionate enough. And whenever people say he's a very compassionate or she's a very compassionate person, and if I see that they are not compassionate to themselves, then they are not compassionate to others. You cannot be compassionate to other people if you don't know how to be compassionate to yourself. If you think you are being compassionate to others while sacrificing, then you are doing it out of expectation, or to fit in, or to get praise, or to impress them, which is not the true meaning of compassion. So compassion means setting some boundaries, and saying no is a very critical component of being compassionate. Actually, it might seem like an oxymoron, right? Contradictory thing, that if you set boundaries, you will like if you come and ask me, hey, can you do this for me? Can you drive my kid to the class? No, sorry, I cannot do it right now. Oh my God, I drive your kid all the time. Yes, but today I cannot do it, Sam. Today is just a bad day. Sorry, I cannot do it. That's my boundary. If whenever I'm talking like that, it might sound like I'm a very, very selfish person. But saying no is a very, very critical component in being compassionate with yourself first. Once you're compassionate with yourself, nobody will take free service. If somebody is driving your kid all the time, you're not going to take free service like that. You're going to pay it back in some other way, but not today, not this way. There I'm going to say no. Even if we are disappointing someone, that's the biggest thing. Be compassionate to yourself means you are disappointing someone, which is okay. Momentarily, that is okay. Long term, it pays off. Belonging is an essential component of wholehearted living. Belonging means you want to belong to a certain group. When will you belong to a certain group? When you wholeheartedly contribute, right? You have to contribute to belong to some place. You contribute, you accept. That's what is belonging. And belonging needs cultivating self-acceptance. You need to accept. First, you have to belong with yourself, right? If you cannot accept yourself, how can you expect others to accept you? You have to accept yourself for who you are. That is law of attraction, right? If I cannot accept myself, I'm reflecting to people that I don't like myself. That's why when you see, right? I mean, I always take example of weight because it has always been a big thing for me. Some people say, oh, I am so fat, these clothes won't look good on me. That said, when you see some fat, obese people, they carry so well. Whatever they wear just suits perfectly with them because they're glowing from inside. They are happy in their own skin. They are very happy with themselves. That's why you reflect, you see that, oh, they are obese, but surprisingly, that looks very nice on them. Why? Because they have embraced it. You might be much thinner than them, but you yourself think, oh my God, this is showing up a little bit. This tummy is this, whatever, muffin top, whatever. You yourself see it that way. Obviously, others will see that too, because you're literally attracting that towards you. You're asking them to see that. So accept yourself first. Are we able to accept who we are, how we are, and where we are in our lives? That's a question we all need to ask. Owning our story can be hard, but not as nearly as difficult as spending our lives running from it. We are often running away from our lives. So running away from our lives is much harder than being vulnerable and owning our story and doing something about it. Embracing our vulnerabilities is risky, but not nearly as dangerous as giving up on love and belonging and joy, the experiences that make us the most vulnerable. And the thing is, when you are a very vulnerable person, right, your truth comes out. People love truth. You get connected to heart. You get a soul connection when you're truthful. You know how you can easily tell some people are very fake? Some people, like, you just cannot stand them. But at the same time, you can see a very, very person who's very bold and strong, but you have no connection. They seem very superficial. At the same time, somebody is very vulnerable, meek, innocent. You connect to them right away. Why? Because they're truthful, irrespective of how they are, they're very truthful. Only when we are brave enough to explore the darkness will we discover the infinite power of our light. Why are we scared to own our story? Because we are worried that our imperfections will come up, right? And I have to face all of them. But if we explore the darkness, beyond that darkness is infinite light. And that will not just glow you, it will glow the entire world around you. So if there is darkness around you, that everything will become bright once you explore yourself. Again, you take care of yourself, that will take care of everybody around you. That's the concept. Are you ready? So I want to end this by saying that, are you ready? So the homework, if you call that, or until the next session, think is, what are the difficulties in owning your story? Are we embracing our vulnerabilities? What are our vulnerabilities? For me, if I'm searching for a new job, my vulnerability is that I have been in the same tech stack for 12 and a half years. So my worry is, if I choose a company with a different tech stack, will I be able to do well or not? And that is my vulnerability. I will embrace that vulnerability. What I can do is I can either search for jobs with the same tech stack, or look for interview questions for companies with a different tech stack, technology agnostic, program agnostic, language agnostic, and see if I can answer that question, prepare myself, right? So take small goals. And that's what I started doing today, where I started seeing system design questions and I'm saying, can I answer this question irrespective of the tech stack? So what is the difficulty? First, answer those questions, right? Once we answer those questions, then we'll be ready to say, can we do this or not, right? So that's where I'm going to end today.